Hello, welcome back to another episode of this Final Fantasy Heavensward Let's Play. Just last episode, we defeated Titan again, and now we are off. There's lot to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Yeah, I got it. He's over there, right? Mm-hmm. Ah, hero sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst. But they said you had you had matters well in hand. Mm-hmm. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it. But not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal. And there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to see the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds like a cause for celebration. Now, I know you lot have places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Aww.
Who goes there?
It's just me.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp.
It's fine.
He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Sharlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Oh no! Ah! We gonna choose? Oh no. Ah, my god. I want to say all of them. Why can't I say all of these? I traveled far and wide with two companions, Sinian and Iseli, who were very, well, to say the least, they didn't get along. But
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk.
believe me, they were.
I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
I wouldn't say that.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light.
Yeah, that's what scares me sometimes.
As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on. For the sake of those we hold dear.
These are my children whom I would die for. No! This bitch!
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say! It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
Wait! What? They're gonna fucking kill us? That's fair.
It shall be done.
Oh, what the fuck? Aye.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Holy shit, we're gonna die! Wait, so literally it's that easy to just plunge the world into chaos, just kill us? And then suddenly it's just like, haha, the whole world's dead now that you're dead. Like, what? That is such a lot of responsibility if that's the case. Like, I'm not sure if it is. Like, if it is as easy as that. But like, wow, can you imagine just us dying because we choked on something and suddenly, oh no, look, the entire world's dying. Like, what? I'm pretty sure it's not as easy as that, but it's funny to think about. Oh, I skipped the dialogue. I'm sorry. I was, but this moment speaking with Thancred and Y'shtola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their introspective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where's Alize? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Alize, sweet summer child? Alize, sweet, sweet child? Sweet child of mine? Hello there, Alize. What's up? Ah, let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it's any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bloden, something tells me you are not solely out here for concern of his well-being. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this would have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to. And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can say or do. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alize. Thank you. Aww. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A thousand times over, there will be a reckoning. Hell yeah. My children! My children whom I love. Okay. Pray return to the waking sands once more! My favorite emote is play dead. Because that's my mood, like, every day. Ooh. So, I was supposed to have a dentist appointment today, but... about that. Things came up and I had to move my appointment. My appointment today, that was supposed to be for today, was at like 10 a.m. But it got moved to 5 p.m. on Monday, and I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me is I'm gonna have my cavities filled, and I'm not gonna be able to eat anything for a good hour, because my cheeks are gonna be numb. Then I have to go to sleep and go to school the next day, and do a speech. That's fair. Oh no, things are lagging. Like, I see people lagging. I'm not lagging, like, specifically. But I see other people, like, you know, glitching through. And that is never fun to see. Oh, hello. Alright. We have heard the glad tidings from Ogoromo, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa may rest easy. I would like to think, I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Craigs from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garoon oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. I, all as my lady Minphilius spake unto thee. As for what will becometh of these reflections when they in the source are rejoined? Frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, the verse speaketh of the renunction of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the matter the Warriors of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void where none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such at last is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then gods, no one should have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. 'Twould seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Ala Mhigan parties. Ala Mhigans? Strange. And you would believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of doubt. Unless thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians once did attempt to bring about the summoning of Rhalgr. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Aline Roel's network of spies. Surely you jest. And yet, it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Telios Alize, will you come with me to Little Ala Mhigo? Yeah, of course, dude. Alize's like, Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alize does not trust anything right now. She's just like, I'm on to you. Alphino, Alize, Telios, are you three listening? Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Shocking. Then you have them, and the crystals too? What few remained, Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Ala Mhigo, we are told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Emmeric's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we by happy chance. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. And here I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Well, is he calling them little because they're really young? Or little because they're short? Ah, wait a moment, there's more. And I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Aline Roeli, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola first, but there is someone else you would have me notify first. Oh! No. There isn't. Oh no. I see. If Thancred told no one except us, how did Urianger know about it? I see. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Urianger's aid, and twice she had treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levier estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later though, Little Ala Mhigo awaits. Yeah, sure does. Oh my god. Beneath a star-filled sky. That's such a pretty, like, quest name. Like, damn, dude. Okay. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Urianger? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, Atelios, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I am prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. Sure. Alright. So, to review, we are reliably informed that the members of the Ala Mhigo resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Atelios, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alize and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Sure. I don't remember if these people like me. Ah, let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Ala Mhigan's heart, he also inspired more than a few Uldens to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. The Griffin? I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of Little Ala Mhigo these days, folk wondering what he's about, and what he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Uh-huh. All this talk about the Griffin. Interesting. Yeah, the Resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if if I'd be any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Alright, let's talk to Alphino. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help, while I am about it. Given that you and Gundobald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? Alright. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Atelios, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin? I know of him, as do we all. He and his mask have been a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion of, at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes, weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. Alright. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Ala Mhigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountain. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Ala Mhigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Ala Mhigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
There's no way! Yeah!
I could ask you the same thing.
I want to hug them! It's so good! See you!
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
Oh, definitely. We have so much to catch up on.
Win this battle, but strength of heart.
Oh my god, I was wondering when we'd see them again. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you! Though it was pretty obvious you and Atelios would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that... Forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ulda, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Ala Mhigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned the Scion's exonation, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Roban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks were happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard the rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if you were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks... Ida? What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, to get a better sense of the man. For all the good it did. Ugh. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan, but the Griffin? Well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is the speech we heard today was not the first to make references to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it's not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Not again! Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us. Of course. Alright. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation, while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I would not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he could probably tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. Okay, you and Alphino will pose as adventurers, fallen on hard times, inspired by his words, take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. Oh, that person just DC'd. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade, until we have him cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailboat, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? Oh, we're gonna do this stuff! Hell yeah. It all seems simple enough. Thank you. And with that, Telios, let us be off. Oh my god, we're doing this again. This brings me back to the good old days when Thancred and us were like, we're doing the mission in Thanolin. This is where we're gonna end this episode though. So I will see you in the next episode when we disguise ourselves once more. Take care. Be safe.